Helly and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to tell you about some books that you are definitely going to like, even if you don't like or even hate reading. This video was inspired by a video by Mostly Sane Prajakta. I'm a huge fan of her and I tried my hand at this. I will link her video down below, but I'm definitely sure you have seen that already in case you are coming to this video. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get started with my suggestions of 11 books you should read even if you hate reading. Also, make sure that you're subscribed to my channel because I post every week and you are sure to find some great reads if you stay tuned with my channel. The very first book will be Nhe Nine-Chambered Heart by Nhe Nine-Chambered Heart. In this book, we see a woman from the perspectives of 9 people. It's not only extremely diverse, but it's so beautiful because each relationship is different from the other one, and all the men just recount their tales so beautifully. And I'm pretty sure it's only because Nhe Nine-Chambered Heart wrote it. Nobody else could have done justice to this beautiful plot that is so heartwarming. I just cried when I read this book, and my favorite was the butcher part because it was about toxic relationships that can never ever last no matter how you try, because at the end of the day there are some relationships that are just not meant to be. This is so beautiful. In case you like reading or rather watching movies which are romantic, I think you'll love this book. Another romance recommendation will be The Story of a Long Distance Marriage by Hesh. I have already reviewed this book on my channel and it's linked somewhere here and in the description below hopefully, and I am going to rave about it in that rant review, so just check it out in case you are interested. This book is about a long distance marriage between Rohan and Ida. Ida leaves initially saying that she wants to pursue further studies, but it is soon revealed that the real reason for her departure is something else. And I really like the concept of this story because long distance marriage is not really something popular in not only India but anywhere right now. But I really think this novel is very futuristic because when you get an opportunity, I don't think you should let a marriage stop you. The next will be Norwegian Wood by Haruki Murakami. This book was so good. It's about one girl who clings to death and one girl who clings to life and a boy torn in between about whom he should choose. Honestly, if it would have been me, I would have chosen the girl who was choosing death because I don't know, I'm a really depressed soul despite my enthusiasm maybe. I really like the character of Midori, but I really thought that Naoko was the best character in this book, who was the depressed one. Midori was very sassy and she was really awesome, but Naoko had something about her which I cannot really say in words, but it attracted me the most. And the depression in Naoko, which was eventually transferred to Toru, the protagonist of this novel, is so beautiful. It's not only a never-ending cycle of life, but also a never-ending cycle of death and depression. And honestly, I want to read a sequel to this novel to know what happens after this book gets over. Really, I need to. The next will be River of Flesh, edited by Ruchira Gupta. This is a collection of stories from various writers across India, and it's all about prostitution, and it's really sad, and you look at those people from a different perspective maybe, but it made me so sad. But I really think everybody should read this book to know about the red light areas that we just see in movies. Sometimes we read about them in papers, but to know what really goes on inside there, because at the end of the day they are humans too, and it's really different from several books that I've read. And I really think that in case you're trying to love reading, these kinds of books are the ones that will try to grasp your attention and move you. When you read a book, you need to be moved, else you'll not really love reading. The next book that I'll recommend is 1,000 Splendid Suns by Khalid Hosseini. I've already reviewed this book on my channel. Check it out if you want to. This book is about Layla and Mariam with an age gap of 15 years, but they are married to the same man who's way more older than both of them. There's a beautiful bond that develops between the two, and this book is so good. This book was the book that got me back to reading. I had stopped reading for about 3 years, and then when I picked this book up, I realized that I used to be in love with reading, and you know, this just revived the love for reading in me. And I think in case you don't really have a love for reading yet, this can actually arouse love for reading in you. So make sure you check it out. 1,000 Splendid Suns by Khalid Hosseini. Khalid Hosseini is one of my favorite authors, but I've not really read all his books because I've heard that his style has deteriorated in Mountains Echoed. Next will be Ruskin Bond's The Room on the Roof. I have not really liked this book, but I liked this book. Basically, this was somewhat immature on his side, but I just gave it a go because it was a book club readathon and I wanted to read it for the book club. When I read it, I thought that maybe I should have read this first and then moved on to Ruskin Bond's other stories. I had read Ruskin Bond's Time Stops at Shamli. It was so beautiful. Compared to that, it was immature, but it was good too. I mean, if you're reading Ruskin Bond for the first time, I think you'll love Room on the Roof. It's about Rusty and his life at the hills. It's so beautiful. He's an Anglo-Indian boy. He's making friendships. He's losing friendships. And it's just about the transience of life, you know. It's so close to real life. I think you'll like the relatability. When you are reading for the first time, you need to understand what's happening, and relatable books will help you fall in love with reading. The next will be The Love Stories That Touched My Heart, edited by Ravinder Singh. This book is a collection of short stories by different authors and it's not by Ravinder Singh. So those of you who don't like Ravinder Singh, just go for it because you think that this book is written by Ravinder Singh, but that's not true. This book is a compilation of very amazing authors who are much better than Ravinder Singh. I don't really hate that man, but I don't really like him too. So basically I'm somewhere between here. But the authors in this book are really, really good. I'm really sad that these authors don't really write a lot nowadays, but I really, really want them to write more, you know. And honestly, I follow a couple of authors from this book, but now their writing style is not as good as it was in this one. But this book was a treat. It's a collection of beautiful short stories of love, and it was so good. It was really, really good. And yeah, I think when you're trying to love reading, love stories are the best way to get started. But if you are one with a psychotic bent of mind, then I think you love Gone Girl. This is my favorite book of all time, and this is a psychotic thriller about Amy and Nick, and it's just crazy. It's hilarious. Not really hilarious in a way of laughter, but in a way of dark humor, you know, because I absolutely love this book. I love Gillian Flynn's writing style. All her books have this psychotic bent of mind about these crazy women, and I think women can sometimes be really insane, you know. Being a woman, I know that, but sometimes they can just screw your life by being insane, and that's the case in Gone Girl. And you need to read this book. You just need to read this book. The next will be Murakami's Men Without Women. It's a collection of short stories about men who are living without women, and it has some 7 stories, but it's for people with a little intellectual bent of mind. So in case you know that you are not really intellectual, just don't pick this book up because you'll not grasp what's going on. But if you think you can, then you'll love this. You'll love Men Without Women. This is one of my favorites from Murakami after Kafka on the Shore, and I really, really think that when you're getting started with reading Murakami, Men Without Women will make for a very nice first read too. Almost all the books that I mentioned are available in Hindi translations, but in case you want a book that is written in Hindi itself, pick up Arthala by Vivek Kumar. I have reviewed this book already on my channel last week. Make sure you check it out in case you already haven't, because this was really, really awesome. This book is about Vidhan, who is going to fight in Arthala, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's set in a time about 6,000 years before now. Not only is the timing absolutely perfect, the writing style is so beautiful that I fell in love with Hindi literature after reading this book. I really need to read more from Hindi literature right now, you know. But in case you are getting off, starting reading actually, you should read a language that you are comfortable in. And in case Hindi is your comfort language, Arthala will be the perfect read if you want to fall in love with reading. And last but not the least, I have a book that will make you fall in love with reading forever. This book is a must read for anyone who wants to like reading, because there's no way you'll not love reading after reading this book. Any guesses which book I'm talking about? 1, 2, 3, and it's Mickey Mouse Flies the Christmas Mail. It's about Mickey Mouse who flies the Christmas mail because Santa Claus is not available. It's so beautiful. This book is only about 20 pages long, and it was really cheap. It was about 30 rupees when I bought it, but it's sometimes a bit on the pricier end. But I really, really love this book so much, and honestly, it's a kid's book. So in case you have a kid at home who will like to read, just give him or her this book. She or he will fall in love with reading. And all books of this Mickey Mouse series are so cute and awesome. Just look at these cutie pie illustrations. These are house elves. This is Mickey Mouse, who's flying the Christmas mail with reindeers. Oh my god, this book is super cute and it's a must read. So these were the books that I think will make you fall in love with reading even if you hate it. And let me know if you guys want to check them out, and let me know if you guys give a read to any one of them after watching this video, because I'll be happy to help. Even if you already like reading but you haven't read these books, make sure you check them out. They are awesome books. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. In case you did, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I post every week. Comment below with a read that you think that people should be reading even if they hate reading. And I'll be back with another video soon. Till my next video, bye bye. The very first book that I want to recommend to anyone who wants to love reading is The Nine-Chambered Heart by Nhe Nine-Chambered. This book is about a woman who's being looked upon from the eyes of 9 men. So Nine-Chambered Heart. So basically 9 people are recounting how they encounters. The very first book will be Nine-Chambered. Also make sure that you're subscribed to my channel, because I post every week, and also make sure the very first book that I want to recommend for anyone who's starting off with reading. If you guys love any of